Welcome. This plant is Agave Victoria regina. It is a succulent. It is a succulent from Central America, one of the very few species or groups of succulents that have surrendered to the monopoly of cacti in the New World in the Americas. This agave is a small species. It will be bigger than this eventually. However, Agave Victoria regina is one of the smaller species of the genus Agave. I bought this plant, I don't remember when, maybe 3 years ago, maybe even more than that, and it was very, very tiny. I bought it at a supermarket in a very, very small pot, and I felt I rescued it because it was in such a poor shape. It didn't even look like a plant anymore. It was in a very poor shape. However, when planted properly, it grew to be a beautiful, beautiful plant. Let's have a look at it from a little bit closer. I will zoom it in a little bit. So Victoria regina is a species of agave that has some white on the leaves, and the amount of white varies from specimen to specimen. This particular one has some white lines, some white streaks, and I think it looks very attractive the way it does. Agaves have very, very pointy leaves. The tips of the leaves are very pointy. They are very, very sharp. And this is a very, very effective protection from the potential agave eaters, just like cacti. They are quite prickly. And not only cacti, it's a very common feature of plants that grow in areas where there is no water available, or the water is very, very scarce. So agave is not really unusual in that way. It is a leaf succulent, which means all the water is stored in the leaves, and the stem is quite insignificant. Its only purpose is to hold the leaves together. It does bloom. However, I hope this particular plant doesn't bloom soon, and it won't, because the plant can reach a very, very old age before it does bloom. However, when an agave blooms, it's the end of the plant. So I hope it doesn't bloom. I hope it doesn't bloom. I keep it outside during the summertime, and I keep it at home during winter time, and I don't really put it in a cold place. I don't really put it in a place where it could undergo winter rest. I keep it in a room which is not heated, so the temperatures there are lower than in other parts of the house. But still, it is part of the house, so it is not a particularly cold room. During the days when it's sunny, it's quite warm actually, because it's a south-facing room, but the nights are colder. So I do not water it as heavily as I do water it during summertime. I wait good 2-3 weeks before waterings, even more than that, depending on the weather, depending on how dry the pot is. However, outside, when it's outside during summertime, on hot days, I do water it very abundantly, and the roots will dry out between waterings, but I'm not really particularly worried if the plant is wet for a prolonged time, as long as this is very hot and very sunny outside. And it does grow very, very nicely. I try to fertilize it, which means, if I don't forget, I do fertilize it during summertime, and it does help as well. This is the only agave I have, and I hope things stay that way, because it's very easy to fall into the trap of collecting plants of a certain group, of a certain genus. So agave can be beautiful, but I hope I'm strong enough to resist the temptation of starting a collection and of buying more than just this one. Thank you very much for watching my video about this plant. I hope you like it. I like it a lot. Have a wonderful day.